So today we are going way back to the 1300s as we learn about the Malian Empire and the ancient legendary city of Timbuktu. So here we go. So Paris, France's most populous city and capital, is renowned for so many beautiful things that excite tourists, right? From food to fashion, art to architecture, Paris's beauty makes France one of the most exciting places to visit in Europe. Alex does not agree. But the world appears to have forgotten that in the Middle Ages, Timbuktu of the Mali Empire commanded similar excitement and paraded equal grandeur and civilization. In the 1300s, this was the Atlantic slave trade, 300 years before the Atlantic slave trade. The other two empires included the Ghana Empire and the dominant Songhai Empire. So the Mali Empire was one of the biggest and most powerful kingdoms in pre-colonial West Africa and was part of the three West African empires that reigned and controlled the trans-Saharan trade. At the peak of its glory, the Mali Empire covered an area about twice the size of modern-day France. It boasted superiority in mathematics, literature, art, etc., thus attracting the interest of explorers as well as fortune seekers. The wealth, power, sophistication, and organization shown by the empire have been studied immensely over the ages. It's been explained how Ibn Battuta, the great traveler who toured the Mali Empire between 1352 and 1353, wrote that its Negroes are seldom unjust. Negro just means black in this case, guys. It's not a loaded term. It just means black. Are seldom unjust. The Sultan shows no mercy to anyone who's guilty of injustice. There's complete security in their country. Neither traveler nor inhabitant in it has anything to fear from robbers or men of violence. Even in 1352, there was complete security in Mali. One of the most sought-after cities in the empire at this period was Timbuktu, which became part of the empire in the 14th century. Timbuktu was an important trading route for the trans-Saharan trade and therefore became a major trading center in gold, salt, ivory, etc. The prosperity of the city endeared it to the world. Timbuktu became not only a commercial center of note, but a center of learning. Islamic culture and scholars occupied Timbuktu like bees wanting to have a share in the sweetness of Timbuktu's honey. There are visible citadels of learning in the city, including the universities and centers of Islamic learning. Islamic icons and scholars were nurtured in the city and were respected throughout the world for their pearls of wisdom, intellectual fecundity, and academic scholarship. It's a matter of record that the city's golden age in the 15th and 16th centuries proved fertile ground for the scholarships of religion, art, mathematics, sciences for about 100,000 inhabitants and the world. Timbuktu's fortune and fame attracted explorers from abroad, including the celebrated Leo Africanus, Mungo Park, Heinrich Barth, Cristobal Benitez, and a host of others. One of the most influential leaders of the empire, Mansa Musa, got fascinated with the city such that he made a pilgrimage to Mecca where he displayed his vast wealth, taking with him many tons of pure gold and a large caravan of about 60,000 men on horses and camels, and spending so much money such that the inflation rate in Egypt soared geometrically. He invited a renowned architect, El Saheli, and built an eye-popping royal palace, mosques, the greatest library in Africa at that time, and other palatial mansions in Timbuktu, adding to its splendor and riches. Mali and Timbuktu, as well as Mansa Musa's humongous wealth, were referenced throughout the world in maps and atlases. And in that earlier richer age, visitors approaching the city on camelback after a month in the desert were greeted by mango trees bearing golden fruit. A network of canals refreshed the air. Manuscripts from the 16th century describe a magical peninsula where Arabs and Africans exchanged salt for gold. A combination of ore and wealth built fabulous mosques and intellectual vibrancy. In the 19th century, European explorers died trying to get there. Timbuktu became lodged in the collective imagination as a place so extraordinary that it might not even exist at all. So join me next week. We're going to talk about the incredible librarians and scholars of modern-day Timbuktu, and how they saved thousands of priceless manuscripts from being destroyed by terrorists. But that's next week's story. We're going to stay on Timbuktu for next week as well. So what do you think, guys?